Hello and welcome to the Let's Play of Airis, a visual novel where it combines science fiction and fantasy. Here's to hoping that it goes a lot better than my last Let's Play, which you should be able to find on YouTube. Um, and hopefully it will work out much better. So wish me luck. We're going to get started here. The only thing I know about this particular game is that, well, what I already said. It's a science fiction, fantasy kind of situation, and it looks beautiful. The art in this is gorgeous. Um, so there's that. I'm going to go ahead and leave myself up here in this little corner where I won't bother anybody. And we're going to get started as soon as we get started. That was kind of dumb to say. But yeah, this is a blind playthrough, so I know nothing about the story. I know that there are supposedly 3 love interests that you can get. One that's a guy, one that's a girl, and one that's neither. So we're going to aim for the one that's neither, just for the fun of it. But I don't know who we're going to end up getting or what endings we're going to end up getting, so that's going to be fun. And we're going to go until we finish the game. And then I'm going to go through and try and 100% completion this in the proper order that the game developers says is the proper order. So, let's get started, shall we? Oh, that's from Corinne versus Pin. I love her work. All right, here we go. Leah! Aaliyah! Wake up! I said wake up! The familiar incessant urging cuts through the darkness, but it takes me a second to push through the murkiness in my mind to recall whose voice it is. Teddy. Aaliyah, this isn't funny anymore! Wake up already! Despite the forced casualness to her voice, there's a tone of concern and fear that I've never heard before, and it's the instinctive reaction to comfort her that pushes me to pry my eyes open. Ooh, pretty forest. Teddy? What happened? Teddy's worried frown swims into focus, and it immediately melts into a relieved expression when I manage to push myself up to a sitting position. Finally, honestly, if you wanted to sleep, you could have chosen a better location than the middle of nowhere. Teddy's mouth is downturned as usual, but the way she keeps shooting me glances out of the corner of her eyes belies her inner concern. I can't help but smile at the bear in front of me, and I reach out and pull her into a hug, ignoring her yelp of protest. Thank you for coming to find me, Teddy. She lets out a small growl, still squirming in my arms for a moment longer before giving up and going still. Let me go, you idiot human! I hide a chuckle, knowing she would probably swipe me with her paw if I point out how she's leaning her head into my touch as I stroke her fur gently. Who would have thought the little bear cub I saved a year ago would grow up to be such an adorable companion? What happened? Where are we? Don't ask me. I woke up to find no sign of you anywhere, without even leaving behind a note, so I tracked you down with my nose. Found you here, lying on the ground, completely out cold. What in the world were you doing, Aaliyah? You wouldn't even wake up when I called you. Nothing. I just went out for some early training and fell asleep when I sat down to rest. That's all. Feeling Teddy's probing gaze search my face, I lower my eyes, hoping Teddy can't smell my dishonesty. Another blackout. Another few hours of my memory gone. I'm still no closer to figuring out the reason for it or what happens during the hours that I have no recollection of. So far, I've been able to keep this a secret from others, but with the increasing frequency of these incidents, I won't be able to hide it much longer. I haven't even been able to focus on my training lately, always fearful of when I'll lose consciousness next. Lyle thinks they are being subtle with their questions, but I can tell their suspicion is growing every time they catch me staring blankly at thin air, my mind a million miles away while going through the motions of sword training. Are you certain about that? Of course. Why would I ever lie to you? Even I wince at the overly bright tone of my voice, and I hold my breath, waiting for Teddy's response. A beat of silence. Then she gives a loud sniff and twists out of my grasp, taking a few steps backwards. If you insist, I don't particularly care to know anyway. Since I've confirmed that you haven't managed to get yourself into some sort of trouble, yet at least, I'll be leaving now. Undeterred by Teddy's hostility, I reach out and give her head a gentle pat, smiling. I'll be fine on my own. Thanks, Teddy. Then I'll see you back at home tonight. Try not to do anything stupid. Teddy shoots me one last glance before dropping to all fours and scampering off, her small figure soon disappearing among the trees. My smile fades as soon as Teddy is out of sight, and I slowly scramble to my feet, wobbling on uncertain legs like a newborn foal. Mother of souls. What happened to me while I was out? I feel like I've just been run over by a herd of horses. With every step I take, my aching muscles protest loudly. I can only grit my teeth and press on, hoping to return home as soon as possible. A relieved sigh escapes me as the familiar sight of the town square. Almost there. In spite of my active attempts to not think about the blackout, I can't help but keep dwelling on it, racking my brain to try and recall anything about the hours I was gone. Was I sleepwalking? No. This had happened before in the middle of the day, when I most certainly was not asleep. I haven't consumed any alcohol either, so it couldn't be that. What is happening to me? And why can't I remember anything that happened? No, I need to stop thinking about this. This isn't going to help at all. Think happy thoughts. Happy thoughts. With my head down, my eyes blurry and unfocused, I don't even notice Lyle passing by with a group of mages from the guild before it's too late. Aaliyah, are you all right? Crap. I freeze, stopping dead in my tracks, and immediately turn around to head in the opposite direction, pretending not to see them. Lyle sounds like they are leaning close to my ear when they speak again, amusement evident in their voice. I know it's you. Are you trying to hide from me? Forcing a laugh, I twist around to look up at Lyle with an embarrassed smile. Oh, hi, Lyle. I didn't see you there. I'm sure you didn't. Though Lyle's voice is muted as usual, they sound like they are trying to suppress a laugh. Right. Well, I'm in kind of a hurry, so I'll talk to you later. See you. I take a step back, intent on escaping before Lyle gets the truth out of me, but Lyle's hand landing gently on my shoulder causes me to pause. Oh, okay, just gotta pause and say, wow, that is pretty. They are very, very gorgeous, and we are definitely going to get some of that booty. Yes. Aaliyah, what's the matter? You've been acting strange for the last couple of weeks. I'm fine, really. No, you aren't. I know that expression. That's your classic fretting face. Oh, their eyes. Their eyes. I'm not fretting. Yes, you absolutely are. I know you too well for you to lie about that. Whenever you begin to obsess over a worrying idea you've got in your head, which is every other day, by the way, you get this pinch between your eyebrows and a twist to your mouth. I've seen it too many times not to recognize it by now. I take a deep breath and manage a smile that's more natural and genuine as I give Lyle a playful nudge with my elbow. Stop studying my face and go study your spell books, Lyle. Aaliyah? What is it? Is it your leg? Is the wound still bothering you? It's been a week, hasn't it? Perhaps you should seek a medic. No, it's healing. The creature barely scratched me. My sentence trails off into a silence when a sudden thought hits me. My blackouts have been occurring almost daily for the past week, ever since I received that wound from the creature. Could the two things be related somehow? There were occasional reports of sickness or unusual fatigue after prolonged exposure to the creatures, a curable side effect to the illness that plagues these creatures and turns them into violent, mindless monsters that attack any and all humans. Could this be another new side effect of the plague? If so, perhaps I'm not the only one who has experienced this, considering how many creatures us vassals fight every day. Maybe I should ask around. Maybe I'll find an explanation for these strange things that have been happening to me. Aaliyah? Jerking out of my thoughts, I realize Lyle has been waiting patiently for me to turn my attention to them, and I give them a sheepish smile. Sorry, just thinking. Worrying, you mean? Perhaps. Lyle sighs, but doesn't push the issue any further. Well, if you ever want to talk about it, I'm here. You know what? I changed my mind. Yes, I do want to talk about it after all. To their credit, Lyle merely raises an eyebrow in amusement, too used to my impulsiveness by now. Go on. Listen, Lyle, have you ever heard... I bite my lip, fumbling for the right words to describe what I want to say. Lyle makes a small hum, giving me an encouraging nod and a patient smile. Well, I know this will sound really strange, but have you ever just blacked out suddenly for no discernible reason, then woke up with no memory at all of what happened, often in the strangest of places? All laughter immediately leaves Lyle's eyes, and their sudden change in expression makes my heart leap, whether in hope or fear, I can't tell. You wake up feeling exhausted and sore, as though you've just been on the losing side of a tavern brawl, right? Yes, exactly. I press on, leaning in closer to Lyle and peering at them intently. So, you have heard about this happening to people before? Lyle hesitates for the briefest of moments, their expression changing almost imperceptibly, something I wouldn't have picked up on if I hadn't known them for years. Yes, I have. Going through that myself, actually. It takes a moment for Lyle's casual confession to sink in, and when it finally does, my eyes widen in shock, my jaw almost dropping to the ground. That was not what I was expecting at all. Wait, you too? Why haven't you told me? How long has this been going on? Do you know why this is happening? What's wrong with us? The same reason you didn't tell me until now, I suppose. I've been trying to figure this out myself, but I haven't gotten any ideas yet. The breath I didn't realize I'd been holding rushes out of me, and I deflate in disappointment. Guys, they're werewolves. They've got to be werewolves. I mean, come on. Falling asleep in bushes, no memory. Either that or they both got personality disorders. That could be possible, too. Oh, I had hoped... I gave my head a small shake, trying to chase the sadness away. No, I shouldn't feel down. The important thing is that I don't have to carry this secret by myself anymore. I have Lyle. We can figure this out together. I'm sorry I can't be of help. I shake my head, hooking my arm around Lyle's. It's not your fault. Besides, I'm sure we can find out the reason in no time if we work together. Yes, I'm sure we will. I turn my head to beam at them, but the smile they return is hesitant, almost reluctant. Confused, I tilt my head at them, studying their expression. Is it just me, or do they keep avoiding my eyes? Chalking it down to my paranoia, I brush the thoughts away and nudge them in the side gently. You know, I've been thinking. If we are both suffering from the same strange phenomenon, I think it is likely we aren't the only ones. I think we should ask around the guild hall to see if anyone else has heard of or is experiencing this kind of problem. No! The word bursts out of Lyle's mouth at a volume 3 times higher than their usual speaking level, and I take a step back in shock and confusion. No? I watch as Lyle takes a deep breath, and when they speak again, they are back to their normal, gentle tone, a slightly apologetic smile tugging at their lips. I don't think we should act rashly. I cross my arms, pursing my lips. Why not? I don't think asking around for information is considered a rash action. This is potentially a serious problem. We need to handle this subtly and avoid drawing attention to ourselves, or else we could lose our status as one of Airis' vassals if they believe we aren't fit to protect the kingdom anymore. Although I was prepared to argue for my suggestion, the words died in my throat when Lyle's words sank in. Of course, I should have known Lyle would raise the argument relating to the one thing I can't risk, my job as a vassal for the country. I spent 5 years training every day to be the best vassal I can, to protect the people like my... Perhaps Lyle has a point. We should keep this as quiet as possible. Yet, something doesn't sit quite right with me, and I can't quite ignore the feeling deep in my gut that tells me that I should begin by asking around for any information I can get my hands on. What should I do? Is Lyle right? Should we keep this matter to ourselves? Ask a trusted friend like Averia to ask around for information. Compromise and ask only a couple trusted guildmates. Insist on asking the other vassals in the guild. Let's ask a trusted friend, 'cause Lyle seems like they have a solid head on their shoulders. My stomach churns in anxiety, and I pluck at a stray thread on my sleeve, deep in thought. I can't say Lyle is wrong, but I need to know what's happening to me. The memory of Teddy's fearful voice as she tries to wake me earlier flashes across my mind, and I swallow hard. I need to know. Maybe we can come to a compromise, Lyle? Instead of asking around the guild personally, what if I ask Averia to keep an ear out for any hint of information? Or perhaps she'd even be willing to subtly ask a few friends to see if anyone has experienced any blackouts. Averia is the warrior with the highest rank in the guild. Even the king respects her. Nobody will doubt her ability to be a vassal of Airis, even if they suspect she's suffering from periods of unconsciousness. Lyle bites their lip, clearly trying to find an argument against my suggestion. Yes, I admit that would initially avoid suspicion from falling onto us. But what if Averia accidentally lets it slip that you are the one who asked about it? You know it's likely nobody will know anything more than we do. Do you really think it's worth this risk? Yes. Lyle seems surprised by my firm, swift response, and falls silent, bowing their head. Lyle, I'm trying to come to a compromise because I respect and share your concerns. I know what you fear, but... Lyle, even if there is no one else suffering from the same blackouts, which I highly doubt is the case anyway, don't you think we have a duty to warn the others? We have sworn to protect the country and protect the people of Airis. If there is a new sort of sickness, we cannot keep this to ourselves. Lyle still doesn't speak, but their face betrays a desire to speak, to disagree with me further, perhaps. Eventually, Lyle exhales loudly and spreads their hands in front of them in a shrug. Well, I don't really have a choice. I can't stop you anyway. You never budge as soon as it involves protecting other people. Relieved that I don't have to argue with my best friend anymore, I flash Lyle an impish grin. I just take my job seriously. Instead of cracking a rueful smile like I expected them to, Lyle only shrugs and sighs yet again. This time, I'm certain that Lyle is avoiding my eyes on purpose. Disconcerted by Lyle's strange demeanor, I turn away and stretch my arms above my head, realizing that some of my earlier fatigue has faded during our conversation. Still looking away from them, I tip my head in the direction of the guild hall. So, shall we go to the guild hall? There's no time like the present, right? Right. If you want to. Pretending not to notice the lack of enthusiasm in their distracted answer, I give them a warm smile. You coming? No, I'm afraid not. I have somewhere I need to be. An urgent matter. I raise an eyebrow, crossing my arms in front of my chest. Oh, you didn't mention that when you stopped me in the middle of the street to talk. Yes, I just suddenly remembered I have a prior engagement. I'm going to be late, so I must run. I'll see you tomorrow, Aaliyah. That person is hiding things. They have the hugest crush on us. I can tell already. Oh my god, this is gonna be so cute. So cute. Still not meeting my eyes, Lyle bobs their head in a quick farewell and rushes off, their strides long and hurried. I can only stare after Lyle's retreating back, feeling a deep unease. Is Lyle hiding something from me? Yet that was my neighbors. They decided to honk their horn in the middle of the night for no gosh dang reason. Is Lyle hiding something from me? If so, what could it possibly be? Aw, cute! You've really never heard of someone experiencing that? Well, not unless they've consumed too much alcohol, no. Are you sure? Can you think harder? You know of everything that happens in the guild. You've never overheard anyone complaining about a hole in their memory or waking up in strange places they don't remember going to? I realize that my voice has continuously risen in volume as my anxiety grows, and I immediately duck my head, lowering my tone to a whisper. But it's too late. I can feel someone staring at my back, and a quick glance behind me confirms my suspicions. There's a vaguely familiar man hovering near the quest board in the hall, his spectacles glinting in a flickering light of a nearby lamp as he tilts his head in my direction. I really haven't heard of anything about Bleh. I really haven't heard anything about that. Why? Is it important? Mindful of the stranger's burning gaze on me still, I force a casual smile, though it probably comes out more like a grimace. Not particularly, no. Are you all right, Aaliyah? Why are you suddenly asking odd things like that? Have you finally lost your mind to fatigue from your constant training? See, I warned you about that. It doesn't matter how much you train, you'd never beat me anyway. Ah, sippy sippy. Averia flashes me an impish smile, and I return the smile weakly. No, nothing. No reason. Don't worry about it. Averia clearly doesn't believe me, and I lean in closer, lowering my voice to a whisper. Listen, can I ask you for a favor? Of course. What is it? Can you keep an ear out for any information about blackouts like the ones I described? Or perhaps try to find out for me if anyone else has heard of this happening? Averia's brows furrow in confusion, but she agrees readily with a small nod. Of course. But what's going on, Aaliyah? If you run into some sort of trouble, you can tell me, you know. I've tried my best to help. Her genuine concern brings a real smile to my face, and I touch her arm lightly in gratitude. It's nothing like that, Evie, but thank you. It's good to know that you have my back. The doubt lingers in Averia's eyes, but she gives a curt nod. I'll let you know if I hear anything. Thank you. With one last grateful smile, I leave her table and head towards a quiet corner in the guild hall, wanting to get as far away from the searching eyes of the stranger as possible. I take a sip of my drink slowly, using the opportunity to peek to my left. Yep, he's still staring at me, his brows furrowed as though he's trying to figure out the world's biggest mystery. I probably shouldn't linger around anymore. Damn it, Lyle is going to be really upset when they hear about how I've messed up. And in the end, I didn't even learn anything useful at all. I can only hope Averia will bring good news at some point. With a heavy sigh, I down my beer in one gulp and slam the empty glass back onto the table, pushing myself to my feet. Troubled? Mother of... Who the hell are you? Do you have a habit of sneaking up on people? I spin around to stare in anger at the cause of my near heart attack, but I falter at the sight of the stranger from earlier. It's him, the weird guy who probably overheard what I was saying to Averia. What does he want? My stomach begins to tie itself into knots, and I instinctively take a step back, my back bumping into the corner of the table. His gaze darts to my back pressed against the table, and his face transforms into a friendly, reassuring smile that, strangely enough, makes me relax just a bit. I'm sorry. Have I startled you? My name is Kylan. It's a pleasure to meet you. Eyeing him with suspicion, I can only manage a curt nod and a terse answer. Aaliyah, nice to meet you. Aaliyah? I think I've heard that name before. He tilts his head, his brows furrowing in concentration as he thinks. Oh, I know who you are. You're one of the warriors in the front lines of the... What's the name of that battle again? That raid on the Wraith's Nest a couple years back? You were awarded a Medal of Bravery for your heroic acts, weren't you? Despite myself, I can't help but return his smile, standing just a little straighter. Yeah, I was. I'm surprised you remember that. I just have a good memory, and I like to keep up with the news about the vassals. I used to be one, you see, before I retired a few years back. Retired? My eyebrow raising, I sweep my gaze over his figure. He looks barely older than me. How can he be retired already? Catching my eyes, Kylan's smile grows, and he taps his left shoulder with one finger. Injured in battle, never quite recovered the same. Oh, if I didn't have my heart set on Lyle, I would go after Kyan. Oh my god. Oh. I love a boy with glasses, and I love a boy with a smile just like that. Oh, look at him. And he's wearing little jewel buttons, and he's so precious. Oh, I see. A wave of sympathy rushes over me. Just the thought of having to give up my dream of being a vassal for the country, protecting the people with my sword. Were the medics unable to heal the injury? I hear they can perform some pretty miraculous feats with their healing magic. Kylan shakes his head slowly with a small smile tinged in sadness. Poisoned fang. Saved my life by purifying the poison, but can't fix the damaged muscles in my shoulder. As powerful as the healers are, they can't cure everything. A concern that I believe you share as well. My gaze sharpens at the knowing glint in his eyes, and I realize with a start that he's referring to what he overheard from my conversation earlier. Damn it. He got my guard down. I should have left as soon as he approached me. I don't know what you're talking about. My stilted reply, Kylan lowers his voice, adopting a soothing tone. Look, I don't mean any harm. I just overheard what you said to your friend earlier, and I think I may be able to help with your problem. That's all. You can trust me. While he speaks, I've taken the opportunity to inch away from him, trying to think of ways to extricate myself from this conversation, but his words give me pause. He thinks he can help with my situation? Should I stay and hear what he has to say, or leave before the situation escalates further? Leave while I still can, hear him out, or wave Averia over to help you escape. Ooh. Okay. Sorry, pretty boy. I stroke your face and love you, but you're gonna have to wait till a different Let's Play, because I'm going after that sweet, sweet mage booty. So I'm gonna leave while I still can. No, this is a very suspicious situation. As much as I want to find an answer to my problems, I'm not going to take any more risks. I've already messed up enough for one day. I really have no idea what you're talking about. Perhaps you have me mistaken for someone else. I must leave now. It was nice meeting you. Goodbye. Wait! Shrugging off his hand on my arm, I make a beeline for the exit. Thankfully, when I turn my head back to peek over my shoulder, I see that Kylan has decided not to give chase, merely staring after me with a confused frown. Honestly, did you have to make me come along for this sort of simple quest? You're just delivering some packages from one end of the town to the other. You don't need me here. Pausing to catch my breath, I plop down to the ground and begin to fan myself. Next to me, Teddy raises up two legs and pokes me with a paw. Hey, don't ignore me. I reach out to give her a gentle pat on the head, smiling at the pout on her face. I just want to spend some time with you. You don't mind keeping me company, do you? I hide a grin when she drops back down to all fours, her nose in the air. Stop wasting time, then. Let's go. Mother of souls, Teddy! It's boiling hot today. Let me take a break. I'm about to die from heat exhaustion. Your fault for taking this kind of quest. You aren't a novice vassal. There are better quests more worthy of your time. I bite my lips, staying as silent as I continue to fan myself. I can't exactly tell Teddy that I need all the quests I can get to keep my mind off of things. Immediately, the blackouts in Kylan's offer pop up in my head, and I try to push the thoughts away. The shopkeeper offered decent rewards. I could use the gold. Don't you already have... Teddy doesn't get the chance to finish her sentence, because a familiar voice rings out above us, making us lift our heads. Aaliyah, hey! What are you doing? Hey, Averia. What are you doing here? Aren't you doing physical training with Lyle today? Lyle seems distracted and out of sorts today, so we called it quits early. You wouldn't happen to know what's bothering them, would you? I could make a wild guess, but I doubt Lyle would be happy with me telling Averia the truth. Sensing my hesitation, Averia shrugs with a grin. You don't have to tell me. Anyways, what's with the gigantic cart? Did you go on a shopping spree again? I did not. It's for a quest. I'm delivering goods for a shopkeeper. Averia raises an eyebrow, glancing at the cart again. Since when do you accept quests other than the ones that require you to swing your sword at things? Oops. That's what I said as well. See, even Teddy agrees with me. Shooting the two of them a playful glare, I duck my head, hating that I have to lie to them. I just need the gold. Well, shucks, Aaliyah. If you needed the gold, you could have just gone on another run through a dungeon with me. We had pretty good loot yesterday, didn't we? Yesterday? Did you forget already? We cleared the Cavern of Deception yesterday together, along with Ridrier and Darren. The alarm bells in my head slowly begin to go off, and my breath hitches when I realize I have absolutely no memory of the dungeon run at all. In fact, until Averia pointed it out, I didn't even realize that my entire afternoon from yesterday is a complete blank in my mind. Are you alright, Aaliyah? You just suddenly went pale. Well, even paler than normal. I'm fine. Sorry. I'd love to stay and talk, but I need to hurry and finish this quest. I'll see you around, Averia. Alright. See you. Flashing her an apologetic glance, I grab the handles of the cart and begin to push it down the road, slowly increasing my pace until I'm almost running. Teddy scampers after me, shouting at me to wait up. Aaliyah! You idiot! This is the wrong way! You took the wrong turn! Panting, I can barely force the words out of my mouth in between my gasps for air. No. Need to find someone first. Who? Seeing the guild hall building come into view, I skid to a halt, causing Teddy to stumble over her feet. Wait here. Watch the cart. Ignoring Teddy's baffled cries, I dart into the guild hall. As expected, at this time of day, the guild hall is packed with people, mostly vassals taking a lunch break from their various quests and practice sessions. Anxiously, I sweep my gaze across the room, looking for a glimpse of Kylan's strange clothing. It's a long shot, but the only time I met him was here 2 days ago, so I don't know where else I can go to find him. Fancy seeing you again. I whip around at the sound of his voice, coming face to face with Kylan, leaning against the wall with a small smile. There you are. Looking for me? Now that I'm actually talking to him, I can't shake the growing feeling of regret. I had no reason to trust him last time I turned down his offer, and I still don't. Maybe I should have thought about this more before taking off to find him. Well, yes? I bite my lip, hard enough that I can taste the salty tang of blood. I don't really have a choice, do I? I have to take this leap of faith. You know why I'm here. I expected Kylan to play dumb and make things difficult for me, but instead, a charming smile spreads across his face. He straightens to his full height, taking a step closer. You need my help. Yes. If he could sense the reluctance in my voice, he didn't point it out. What changed your mind? Are you not concerned that I'd trick you into drinking a poisonous potion? Or perhaps conduct painful experiments on you to discover the source of your illness? Startled at the fact that Kylan practically just vocalized my internal fears, I shoot him a glance, uncertain whether he's joking or not. The slightly sardonic smile on his face irritates me for some reason, and I have to force myself to sound casual and unconcerned when I reply. How should I respond to Kylan's remark? Okay, we're going to go ahead and leave it here, because it's been a half an hour, and I think what we're going to do is next time we're going to decide which choice we're going to go with. So thank you very much for being part of this Let's Play, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful afternoon. and thank you once again. The next installation of this Let's Play should be up within the next week or so, and I hope to have a few more videos going up this week as well.